There are some books to be taken back.
Send Oliver with them.
Yes, sir. Let me go.
Well done, Nancy, my girl. Very well done.
No! Please! Send them back! He'll think I stole them!
That boy, Oliver, is an imposter.
I'll never believe it. Never.
Be silent!
This letter guarantees you that I will pay you, Fagin. I'm trusting you with the proof of that boy's identity.
Hey, he's the boy for you, Bill.
What, him?
Come on! You down there! Back to back!
Can't have the boy, please.
Where's Bill? Where's the boy? Where are they? What happened?
The crack failed.
Was he caught? Is he dead?
Oh, the poor little child, Agnes.
The sight of him turns me against myself and all of you.
Find the locket and then destroy the boy.
All the time, Dr. Losberne. All the places you told me about in Paris, I went there. And I wondered what it would be like if you were there with me.
Please, miss. Please, sir.
He's awake.
I know that. I'm a doctor.
Where am I this time?
But I must go and tell Mrs. Bedwin.
I hope you're worth it.
Giles. Giles, it's Mr. Brownlow.
Mrs. Bedwin! Mrs. Bedwin, the boy's awake.
Giles, Brittles is ill.
No, he's not, Mum. He's always like this.
Brittles is ill and we had to call the doctor out.
Oh, no.
We have to hide Oliver.
No, you don't have to hide him, Mum. The boy's in my room. The master hasn't been in my room since the turn of the century.
But there's a boy in your room now, Mr. Charles.
Giles! Oh, you're here again, are you? Somebody's sick, I would hope.
Brittles, Mr. Brown.
Brittles is never ill. Somewhat disturbed, yes, but never ill. Where's Rose? Where is everybody? In Brittles' bedroom? Is it Bedwin?
Oh, before I go, some friends are arriving the weekend. I wonder if you and, of course, Mrs. Bedwin and Miss Fleming would care to join us.
No. Mrs. Bedwin!
I didn't mean to do it.
Do what?
Do whatever I've done now, because I know I've done something awful.
Now is not the time for confession, Oliver.
There was a big man called Bill and a woman called Nancy, and they took me away from you. Except Nancy didn't want to. And an old man who taught me stuff I didn't want to learn. And the old man took me to the big man.
The master's looking for you, Mrs. Bedwin. This time he's really looking for you.
Oh, well. Now it's my turn for confession.
I've heard an awful lot about you.
But it isn't true. Oh.
Mrs. Bedwin! I have something to tell you, something I find very hard to say. I find it hard to believe I'm saying it. Mrs. Bedwin.
Oh, I understand completely, Mr. Brownlow. I'll leave first thing in the morning.
Oh, good God, woman, I only shouted at you. There's no need to. Mrs. Bedwin, the only reason I'm here today is because I'm actually deeply ashamed of the fact that I took out my temper on you of all people. That I lost my faith in humankind, my belief in common decency, I wanted to believe that bruises could be healed and I could help to heal them. Heaven knows it worked with Rose, but even now we don't know the full extent of those bruises, do we? These nightmares still, she
You've been
refuses...
her father. Everything a father should be, and most fathers aren't.
But it's the young boy. Mrs. Bedwin, the young boy Oliver Twist. I thought I might be, do you know, there was something about him, I don't know. What I mean is, you can be for the good, or you can be for the bad, or you can be miserably in between, and we're all good and bad. Yes, of course we are, but you see, if I'm making little sense right now, it's because I allowed myself to believe what other people thought about Oliver Twist, and they might have been right, Mrs. Bedwin. But what has filled me with such deep shame these past few days is that you believed in the boy as much as I did, and I turned against you. And in turning against you, I turned against myself and everything I ever believed in. Can I have a large brandy, please? I can get it myself if... No? Right. If you do want to go, there's the cottage in Folkestone, of course.
I have something to tell you as well.
I don't know why you couldn't have told me what you wanted to tell me downstairs. Is it Brittles? Is he dead?
Snitch.
Ah. Afternoon, Giles.
Good afternoon, sir.
What is this? I thought it was Brittles who was ill. Rose.
You can come out of there now, Ruth.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why couldn't you pick Brittle's room? Why pick mine?
I didn't mean to run away, sir. I didn't want to run away. I was taken.
What was that for? Or was it for the usual? 'Cause I'm here.
Because I'm here.
Who hit him, Bill? Was it you? You hit women, you might as well hit a kid.
Proper it. With a gun. You don't know what being proper it means. I'm going to bed. I've got the shakes. Drink. Get me a drink. Go and get me a drink!
There is no drink, Bill!
Go and get me a drink!
I was sent for.
I know I sent for you. Now, Oliver, do you remember the last time we met?
Yes, sir. I was in the man's wardrobe with Miss Rose.
No. No, boy. When we were in London, before you went away.
I was taken away, sir. I would have never left you. Oh, Mrs. Bedwin. Whatever you would have done to me. Because whatever you would have done to me couldn't have been worse than what had been done to me before I met you, and since I met you.
Why don't you... Perhaps it'd be better if, No. Best. Always to start a book at the first chapter, Oliver. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I was born in a workhouse, sir. My mother died when I was born, sir. I don't know who my father is, and I have no brothers or sisters. I I don't know anything else about how I came to be born, sir. Though I wish I did. But I dream about my mother, sir. But I never dream about anybody else. So I don't think there is anybody else, sir.
Yes?
Is the master of the house at home?
No. Is there anything I should tell him when he comes back?
No.
And this horrible fat man with a funny hat called Bumble took me away from there. And I was taken to the workhouse, so they said I'd been born. That everyone was hungry. And one day I got a short straw, and I had to go up to the front and ask for some more. I remember going up there with my plate thinking, uh-oh. And I was right. He beat me and battered me and put me in front of something called a board. Bumble kept screaming at me, bow to the board, bow to the board. So I kept bowing to the table. And then he'd beat me again. Kept thinking, you'll never beat me again. And then, well, he beat me again.
The boy's still there.
He's still there. Drink? Yeah, they say it brings you courage. It doesn't. You just forget how much of a coward you really are.
If I'm not here tomorrow, I haven't run away.
Of course I believed him, Mrs. Bedwin. Like I believed every boy I ever brought home with me who left my home with something belonging to me. But that doesn't mean to say I don't believe him.
Morning, Dr. Losberne.
Well, what would you like to do?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Do you want to read a book?
No.
Why not?
I read a book once. I don't want to read another.
Well, that's what's so good about books. They're all different. I can show you 100 books and they'll all be different from the one you read. What was the book you read?
It was a book about hangings. And there were pictures.
What about games? You must have played games.
Two boys played blind man's buff with me once. I don't think I want to play games either.
I'll teach you how to play chess.
Will anyone get hurt?
Yes, I know, Mr. Brownlow. She's only 17. And I do understand the meaning of the term history repeats itself. Rose has told me something of the circumstances of her sister's disappearance. That she too was in love. But I also understand that she was with child. And I can assure you, upon my honour, that that situation, that tragedy, will not happen again and will not happen here.
It certainly will not. You state my case very well, Dr. Losberne. So well, in fact, that I feel I could rest the case right now. But I won't. You see, I knew the man who Rosa's sister was in love with. He was my best friend. He was charming. He was delightful company. He was witty. He was handsome. And he was feckless. And he was hopeless. And he was a fool. But above all, Losberne, he was irresponsible. Do you want me to give you chapter and verse?
Not really, no. In fact, not at all, sir.
Well, how unfortunate for you, because that's exactly what I'm going to do.
What can a queen do?
Almost anything she wants to do. I'll just show you what all the pieces can do again, starting with the pawns, even though they don't count.
What do you mean you'll wait? Of course you'll wait, and so you should wait. Hopefully by the time you've waited, you'll be too old and she'll be gone. I won't give the man of your age the right to believe it's to a young girl's advantage to receive both him and his so-called wisdom.
Mr. Brownlow.
I haven't finished yet. Being on the arm of a man.
Shut up and listen.
Rose. What is it? Who is it?
It was him, the man who came for Agnes.
It was Fagin and his friend. They were at the window.
Get the guns! Go and get the guns!
What happens if we see someone?
We shoot them.
What happens if we know them?
Depends on whether we like them or not.
Charles! Riddles! Was that you, Riddles?
You just tried to shoot Cook.
I know, but I don't like cooks. She picks on me.
You've got to come back. They're all going back to London.
Ah, what a shame.
It was a hell of a shock. She needs professional help. Take another doctor. Take any doctor you want. I'm just giving you a doctor's advice. Miss Fleming should not travel unless accompanied by
A doctor. Yes, very well then. But as soon as we get to
I
London...
know. I return home.
Lucy. Rose.
You were shouting.
Well, I had good reason. Well, I thought I had good reason. No, I still do. But you weren't shouting, Rose. You were screaming. Was that the man who takes your sleep away from you? Did he come back this morning and be real after all these years?
Will you take down Agnes's portrait for me, please?
Does that mean he did? Rose, there are some secrets you should keep, and there are some that you should give away. This is one you should give away.
Thank you.
This is not good. There should have been more reward on earth. Oh, God knows I'm not going to heaven. That boy Oliver will go to heaven. Yeah. Yeah, I fear he's already landed there. He's like an angel.
What did you say? Are you talking about me?
No. Should never speak ill of the dead. I'm going now. I said I'm going now. I'm not hanging around here.
I'm not coming down.
Oh, well, stay up there then. Practice being dead meat on dead wood.
When I was a little boy, and people were after me, usually other little boys, I'd climb up a tree and hide from them, and they never looked up. You don't look up unless there's something to see. And who wants to see another tree? A piece of advice, Fagin. You don't go up a tree in the winter time. There have to be leaves on the tree. It'll be months before I have to come down. I'm not coming down.
Oh, I think you might be, my dear.
See over there, Oliver? That's the southwest, Devon and Cornwall. And they all speak like this. And they have shipwrecks every Monday at midnight by appointment. And they all go down holes in the ground to look for tin. See right there above them? That's Wales. And they all go down holes in the ground to look for coal. And every Sunday they sing. Don't really know how they speak up there. It's the north. But here, this country here, this is Scotland. And they all speak like Mrs. Bedwin in Scotland.
You obviously don't know the difference between Edinburgh and Glasgow, Mr. Losberne.
Or even Scotland and Ireland. Mrs. Bedwin, I think it's perhaps time you should take Oliver to his room.
Oh, is that the time?
Good night, Oliver. Tomorrow, I shall show you the world. If I'm still here.
I shall go too. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Ruth.
Good night, Miss Fleming.
You'll go back in the morning.
Is that a question or a statement, sir?
You take the silver.
Come on, Dodge, quick, he said.
Keep calm.
Quick.
Worthless now, Mr. Monks.
On your toes, on your toes. Scarborough, remember. Split up. Some left, no some both.
Go on. Quickly. Right.
Yes?
Can I come in?
Yes.
I thought perhaps if you couldn't sleep and wanted to talk, then I'd be here. Do you want to talk?
No.
Don't want to talk to me, is that it?
You do know that I love you, don't you? And that I will always love you.
And yet, but you don't want to talk to me. Oh, Rose, thou art sick. The invisible worm, that flies in the night, in the howling storm, has found out thy bed of crimson joy, and his dark, secret love does thy life destroy. Does thy life destroy. That night, those events have to come out. You will talk to someone eventually. You will have to. Well, tell me now. Who will you tell? Dr. Losberne?
Probably.
Would you? Yes. Do you know Schubert? Probably also know that Schubert was a rather unfortunate fellow and terribly plain, adored women, but sadly women did not adore him. And he had neither fame nor wealth, but he did give piano lessons to many young ladies, and he always made sure that he sat to the left where you are now, and the young ladies sat to the right, which would explain why he wrote duets, which allowed those playing the duets to reach over, cross over, and touch. The next time you're playing Schubert, Dr. Losberne, I recommend you play a duet with Miss Fleming. She's a very fine player.
Dark and heavy and full of rain. It's a good night for business, this. Hi, mates. Where's a girl going to at this time of night?
Oh, not far.
What kind of an answer's that? Where are you going?
I said, not far.
And I said, where?
Oh, I don't know where.
I do. You ain't going nowhere. Sit down.
I told you I'm not well. I told you before, I need some fresh air.
Put your head out the window.
Well, there ain't enough though, is there? I mean, you never know what's going to land on your head, do you?
I'm not in. I'm not here. I've gone out.
For some fresh air. He's not in.
Yeah, of course he's not. Come on, Bill. Bill, come on. We bring treasures.
Well, time to you scheming on the fence. Where have you been? Where I've been laid here shivering and burning. If it hadn't been for the girl, I might have died.
There, Bill, there now. If it hadn't been for the girl. And who was it introduced you to such a handy girl to have about you, Bill? I do believe it was a scheming offence.
Yeah, he's right, Bill. Well, let it rest. Go on, God, we all need a rest.
Oh, well. Say your piece and make your peace. And be on your way. This is too good a night for me to miss. I'm going out.
So am I.
Told you you ain't going nowhere.
No. Bad night for a girl to be walking out alone, Nancy, you know. Too much rain, not enough people.
I need some fresh
You need a bottle of wine and some of that pie. That is what you need. I'm on my way, Fagin. Which means you are too.
All right, Bill, yeah. Just thought you should know, and you too, Nance, before you both go out.
She's not going out.
As you will, Bill, as you will. But I thought it best you know, with all that trouble up country, you know...
Not your fault, Bill. Ooh, not your fault. No, that coward Toby Crackett, all the other unfortunate events.
Yeah, I thought it best to move, Bill, yeah. Left Grosvenor Square, moved to Hampton Court. Unfortunately, house in Hampton Court not quite ready yet, you know, so we've decided...
You're staying on Jacob's Island for the time being.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not leaving here. I've been in worse scrapes than this, boys. And if the boy is dead, then he can't squeal. And if the boy is alive, then he daren't. Best go now, Fagin, before I change my mind.
Change your mind about what, my dear?
I swore blind when I lay there, blistering with the fever, that the next time I saw you, I was going to kill you, Fagin. I feel another change of mind coming on as I speak.
We have to Fagin. She ain't going out. I'm soaked already.
I know how these things are, my dears. It's too hard on her. There comes a time, even with a woman, when she wants more than being treated like a dog, and Bill treats her worse than his dog.
Nancy wouldn't dare have another fella.
Proper fella?
Bill would kill them both.
Hey, you watch, you wait, you see. Bill has left, and then Nancy will leave. Follow them, my dears. Find out where Fancy is.
Can only be a better man than Bill Sykes. Better for Nancy.
Better for us, hopefully.
Fagin, do you think at this time tomorrow night, if Nancy doesn't come out?
But you're not young. You're not young anymore. You're not younger than you are now. You're not as young as you used to be. You're old.
Don't you dare come here and tell me the truth. If I want the truth from anyone, I'll talk to myself. I've had more than enough practice. Look at you. Just look at you. What can you tell me? What can I tell you? What truth do you want to hear? Whose idea were you? Who came into you in the night and smudged your painting, your portrait, your face, your body? And your father, that feeble young husband of mine, what was there ever to say to him?
It's difficult having a conversation with someone you've murdered, Mother. Well, it is after the event, when he's as silent as the grave.
I knew it was a mistake to continue with your education, with the state you were in, the state you're still in. Go on, Edward. Show your mother your party piece. Show the mother who's not as young as she used to be, who may die before she sees it again.
You'll never hit me again, Mother.
I'll wait till you're asleep. I always thought I would win. I thought I had won when I first met your father, when it was arranged by the families that I should meet your father. But I knew before the wedding day was over that victory was already a defeat. A young boy struggling in my bed. I was worth more than that, although my family didn't think so. And so it has gone on ever since, Edward. Nearly 30 years of waiting for that moment when I could say that I won. Even now, I still thought I would win. For all you had to do was find that workhouse brat and ruin him. You found him, and you ruined us. And now, finally, I have nothing left. I've nothing left.
To live for.
I'm frightened.
You stay here.
Please.
Oh, I didn't think so.
Please, Mrs. I know things.
You stand there much longer, young lady, and I'll tell your fortune for you.
I'm risking my life being here.
Oh, don't be so silly.
I know things about Oliver Twist. Oliver! You left her dead.
Give her a hand. Bring her inside. Sit down. What made you think Oliver was dead?
Fagin told me. And then I heard him tell someone else that if he wasn't dead, then they'd come and get him.
And this someone else?
I followed Fagin when he left where I live. Followed him back to his den. And I think that he knew that somebody was...
But this someone else?
Oh, he went upstairs with Fagin. And I wrapped myself up so that my shadow should not betray me. I listened at the door. And this man, this strange man, was very angry with Fagin. But I think he was also scared. He said all he ever wanted was for some boy to be caught, to be seen to be caught, to be shamed and sent away. He said Fagin could have made him a sneaky little pickpocket just like everyone else. Fagin said he couldn't Said that this boy wasn't like all the others.
It was Oliver, sir.
Well, how do you know?
It was me that was forced to take Oliver away when he came out of this house with those books.
But why would you do such a terrible thing?
Because I was made to. Because you don't know how I live. Or who I live with.
A big man called Bill?
If you know it's him, then I must go. I will not be his death.
But why should you be?
Because if I told you what I know, and it led to him being taken, then he would be sure to die. So would I. He makes certain of that. I don't like being touched. Thank you very much. I'm going.
Get off! But why? Why go back to that man, to those men, when what you can say here may save you?
You'll find out one day. For even a lady as beautiful as you, when you give your heart away, you'll do anything for love. I haven't been here. I never came here. I'm glad that Oliver is alive, and that's all.
He left me in a ditch, Nancy. That's what I'll do to you.
Oh, I don't care, Pippin. Besides, I've never been anywhere near a ditch with Bill.
I'm not at all interested in this big man, Bill. And you can stay, you know. You can stay here. You can stay in the country. You can leave the country. You can go to France. I can do all these things. Just tell us more about Fagin.
Not Fagin.
Well, there's someone else than this strange man. There's someone else. The man who wants this boy destroyed.
He's tall. He walks with a lurk. And his eyes, they lurk as well. And sometimes he has bite marks about his mouth, for he has desperate fits. And often he bites his hands as well, covering them with wounds. Do you know him?
I think I do. What can I possibly do to help?
Nothing.
You must not persist in saying this. Tell me, just tell me.
Nothing, sir. You can do nothing to help me. I must go home. Home. I told you, you don't know. The man you want lives above the Three Cripples. He goes by the name of Monks.
You shouldn't have let her go. You should have made her stay.
You're kidding, aren't you? What would a man like him want with a girl like her?
But Fagin said there was another fella, and he's been right about everything else. Maybe he's not a fella. Maybe he's just a punter dodge.
She's not punting, Charlie, she's peaching. Christ, I would have thought it. Nancy, snitching on us all. Snitching on Bill of all people.
You don't know that.
You defending her, are you?
No.
Who are you defending then? Your old sweetheart Brownlow? Took you in, gave you a good wash and a
Do you want to live to see tomorrow?
Not particularly, no. Now that I've got to go and give Fagin the good news, you know what they say about the messenger.
No.
You can go and tell Fagin then.
I ain't going to tell Fagin nothing, not about Nancy.
Well, in that case, you're going to be on a boat heading for Botany Bay.
We can't tell Fagin.
Don't go soft on me, Charlie. I hate it when people go soft
Look,
on me.
I am not going to peach on Nancy.
I am. Caesar's peached on us. I'm going back to Fagin, and I'm going to tell him about Nancy. And then I'm going to tell him about you. Then, if we have to, we'll go somewhere else. If we have to, we'll hide. But you've got nowhere to go and nowhere to hide.
Goodbye, Charlie.
That night, the night it happened, in the cottage with my papa and Agnes. It was late, I think, but whatever time it was, I was asleep in bed. And I think now that I thought then that I was dreaming. That I was dreaming about somebody screaming, but I wasn't dreaming. It was Agnes. And she was in her bedroom, and she was screaming. I got out of bed and went down the corridor towards Agnes's room. And I went into her room. But Agnes wasn't there. Someone else was there. He was right there, by the side of the door. He was on his knees with a knife in one hand, and he had his other hand in his mouth. He was biting his own hand. And then he stood up, high above me, and waved his arms in the air. And I asked him if he was the bogeyman. He said yes. Yes, I am the bogeyman.
I am the bogeyman, yes.
I am the devil.
I am the devil!
And then I screamed. And then he screamed, but it wasn't like Agnes's scream.
No!
And I put my hands over my eyes, and I thought I was dead. And then when I opened my eyes, he had gone.
Dobrý den, jak se máte? Omluvte, jak mluvím, že jsem v Praze už mnoho let nebyl. Excuse, please, the way I speak, for I was been away from Prague for many years. Yes, I was a famous magician in London, England. Už mnoho let nebyl. Mohu vám ukázat několik kozel, prosím. Yes, yes, you followed her?
Before I start, Fagin...
You've already started, and I can see by your face you're not going to leave me a happy man, so come on, tell me. Tell me!
Oh, it's the worst. It's worse than
I
worse.
don't
It's
want
like...
descriptions, Dodger. I want what happened.
Bill is going to kill her.
Some man she must be seeing then, some special kind of man.
Oh, yeah, that's true, all right. She went to Pentonville, Fagin. She went to see that Brownlow bloke. She's gone and peached on us.
Don't hit me! Not Nancy?
Yeah, well, that's what Charlie said as well.
Where's Charlie?
Right behind Nancy. I don't know. But he took our side. How could he do that with what we saw?
Yeah, but what did you hear?
Didn't have to hear nothing, Fagin. Not with someone like Brownlow. He's dangerous. I know. He's got a soft heart and big money to go with him.
I know! You only thought, you never heard.
I saw enough. What are we going to do? Where are we going to go?
Dámy a pánové, dámy a pánové, the Artful Dodger!
What?
Take care of that and do the best you can with it. It's been trouble enough getting it.
Leave this to me. Are we going to tell him? No, not yet. We'll send him a letter when we've gone. I'm going to tell him now.
Now look at him. Now leave this to me.
What are you doing? Not looking at a man like that for, and whispering like you are. What is it? And don't tell me something that I've done, because I ain't done nothing.
No. It's not you, Bill.
Well, who is it, Fagin? Look sharp or Nancy will think that I'm lost.
It's Nancy who's lost, Bill.
What's he talking about? Speak, will ya? Because if you don't, you won't have the breath left to speak.
I want you to listen to me, and I want you to listen to me very carefully. And I know you will, because you always do. I like that in a man, the ability to listen.
Yeah. But what was that about, Nancy?
Bear with me, my dear. I have a question for you. What if I was to peach upon you, Bill? I, who know so much and could hang so many beside myself.
I would beat your brains out, Fagin. But what is this?
What would be the consequences of that, Bill?
What?
What would happen if you would kill me, Bill?
I'd go to the gallows, Fagin.
Exactly, Bill.
Exactly.
So before you get really, really angry, Bill.
If I got caught,
someone would peach you up, Bill. They always do. And suppose the Dodger here. Suppose...
No, Bill. I wouldn't do that.
I'd smash your head in, Dodger. As if a loaded wagon had gone over it.
Tell him, Fagin. Tell him it wasn't me.
And suppose...
No more supposing. It's Nancy, Bill. It's Nancy who stitched us all up. You heard, Bill, you heard. Fagin had us follow her because he thought she was seeing another fella.
I did it for you, Bill.
Nancy went to see Brownlow, Bill.
Brownlow? Who's Brownlow? Who is he?
Tell him, Fagin, tell him!
He's got a house in Pentonville, Bill.
Lots of people have got houses in Pentonville!
But remember that day when you and Nancy snatched young Oliver from a house in Pentonville? You snatched him from a man called Brownlow. Bill, only a word. Only a word. Don't be too violent, Bill.
For safety's sake, Bill!
The one thing we needed was time to slip away and find a boat. And you've just taken that time away from us.
You can find a boat any time of day or night, Fagin. You watch me.
Hey! People like me, we don't go on the run in daylight. We get too easily recognised for what we are.
Edward Leeford, known as Monks, half-brother to Oliver Twist.
So it is.
I was just dreaming about you.
Oh, yeah. Nightmare, was it? Get up. Let it be. It's light enough for what I've got to do.
How do you know? Who told you?
For you, mind you, bitch! For you! We'll follow tonight!
I don't believe that you have the heart to kill me, Bill. And I've been true to you. We can go away. I was told that tonight. Well, I've told nobody nothing about you. Bill, we can go away and start again. In another country. We can go to France, Bill.
What do I want to go to France for? Oh, I don't like the French.
Scream murder! Just do it! Go through it! Scream murder!
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me then. It isn't me now.
Who was it then, Leeford? Was it really the bogeyman?
A young girl's nightmare from 9 years ago. A child's fleeting glimpse of someone in a darkened room. Now that won't hold up in any court in the land, and you know it.
Well, I'm not actually interested in any court in the land. Not with regard to you, however, Fagin and his associates. Now, that's a different matter. I will look kindly upon you. Well, as kindly as I can. If you tell me where Fagin is.
You will look kindly upon me.
I might even protect you, Leeford. How about that? If you tell me where Fagin is.
Do I have to take you there?
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. You're staying here. We have a much more reliable witness than you. Once you tell me where Fagin is.
They've gone.
How'd you know?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Have you ever been to my house at any time?
Sorry. I'm very sorry.
So you're one of those who stole something and we never saw again?
No. Yes, but I'm not sorry about that. Sorry, Mr. Brownlow, I am sorry about that. But what I'm really sorry about is that Nancy's dead, sir. Bill Sykes killed her. Fagin must have told him.
Told him what?
Nancy went to your house last night, sir.
Dear God, this Fagin. Do you know where he might be now?
Dummy upon her. Back by public demand. The great Lewinsky.
She's dead, Fagin! Oh, yeah! She's dead, all right! Then as dead can be. And Fagin!
Fresh from a season outside the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, London, Anglia. A tour de force, and now forced to tour. But back in my homeland, after all these years, wish Manoho let nibble.
Fagin! Fagin!
Ladies and gentlemen, Dami Panova, I give you.
She's dead! Fagin!
Great Lewinsky.
That's him! He's the murderer! Bill Sykes is the murderer! He's not him!
The blood soaked straight through the floorboards into the room below.
Right onto a couple lying in bed, I heard. Bloke thought we had a nosebleed.
What do you expect with a girl like that and a man like him? I knew them both. There was something dirty about him. Mind you, if nobody recognises him, they'll soon recognise his dog. They went together, him and that dog. Ugly. Big and dirty.
And what do we have here? Wine stains, fruit stains, beer stains, paint stains, mud stains, blood stains. Oi, look at the stain upon the hat of this gentleman here. I'll take that stain out before he can order me a pint of ale. Oh, but you'll thank me, sir. I promise you. Gentlemen all, observe this dark stain upon this here hat, and whether it be a wine stain, fruit stain, beer stain, paint stain, mud stain, or blood stain.
Sorry about this, old son. Thought we had become a double act. And a bad one. Come on, Bullseye. Come on, my boy. Come to Bill. There's a boy. I say, come here!
bath I've ever had, sir. And then a nice old woman gave me some soup, and that was the nicest soup I've ever had. And then, I'll never forget.
Well, I rather wish you would, dear boy.
But I was so ashamed of myself afterwards, knowing what I'd done and knowing the chance I lost. I could have been just like Oliver.
Yes, yes. Why are we slowing down?
When he got up the clamp of the clock, I thought it'd be worth a lot more than that.
And for my next trick, ladies and gentlemen, I shall disappear.
Fagin!
Murdered, Harry?
He's been spotted.
Who has?
The murderer. What's his name?
Bill Sykes?
That's the one. Him and his dog.
I will pay a reward of £100 for the capture of Bill Sykes.
So will I.
Can you afford it?
I want to shave. I want to shave! You go. We both go together.
But I prefer to travel alone, Bill, incognito.
I wasn't talking about travelling. I was talking about hanging.
Don't go up, Bill! Don't go, never go up! It is always foolish when being chased to go up on a roof. I've seen it many times before. Bill, we can go out of the window and swim for it.
I can't swim!
But I can! Bill, don't go up! Don't go up!
Tell you what, Bill, let's go up. Up here, Fagin! Come on!
You're all right, Bill, all right, but not hard.
Blimey, look!
Oh, God! Hand up!
Serkis, got him! The gent's got away! Go on, run, sir!
Fagin!
Stand back!
Come on, my dear.
Give yourself up, Sykes! You're trapped! Give yourself up!
Help me! Somebody help me! This madman's kidnapped me and now he's trying to kill me! Help me!
Back off or I'll kill you! Fagin! You fool!
Help me! Please, somebody! Oh, help me!
There was no need to do that to Nancy, Bill. None at all.
I know, but I loved her.
What's happened?
Your money's safe. Sykes is dead.
It's terrible. I thought he was going to kill me. I couldn't help him. Dropped. Tragic end.
Fagin!
Fagin! It's Fagin!
Over there! Grab him! Gotcha, Fagin.
Go on, have another one.
Oh, Rose, you spoil him.
He's a growing boy.
More good news, Oliver. Mr. and Mrs. Bumble are coming to see us tomorrow.
Oh, no. Please, no.
Don't worry. They're really only coming to see me. You have no money. All will be revealed later.
Mr. and Mrs. Bumble, at your request, and at your service, and as expected.
This is a mistake.
Oliver Twist. I gave him that name, sir. I invented that name.
The boy's mother was young. She was beautiful. When she arrived at the workhouse, she was, well, almost dead of exhaustion and walking. She never spoke, except to ask to see her baby boy before she died. And then she died.
And she'd nothing about her to give us a clue to her name. Nothing, not even a...
Not even what, Mr. Bumble?
A keepsake, like women do. Only this woman didn't.
Oh, what a shame. Oh, well. Never mind. Never mind the reward.
So, we can go now, can we?
Yes, of course you can.
You just merely as a matter of interest, sir, how well rewarded would we have been?
Oh, I couldn't possibly tell you that. You'd be so crestfallen if you knew.
Come on!
Get your hands off me. Mr. Bumble, I do believe you've seen this gentleman before.
It was Mrs. Bumble. She made me do it.
For God's
God's sake.
So, what exactly was it that Mrs. Bumble made you do?
Oh, I forget.
Oh. Well, would you remember if I told you that this is not just the tragic death of a young woman upon the birth of her baby? This is not just about Oliver Twist or that sad young man over there.
I'm not sad.
This is about armed robbery, Mr. Bumble. This is about kidnapping, Mr. Bumble. This, Mr. Bumble, is about murder.
Murder?
I didn't do it.
You see what terrible trouble you're in, and all because your wife made you do it.
Yeah. I wish you were wrong, sir, for Mrs. Bumble's sake, but you're not. You're right. If I could give you a bit of advice, sir, never marry for money. That's what I say. That's what I did. Look what happened to me. I mean, it was she that called me.
Hey! I can speak for myself. If he's coward enough to confess on my behalf, at least let me do it for myself. Of course I kept the locket. Why shouldn't I? It was mine to keep. The mother was dead, the child gone. Why shouldn't I have kept it? And this fool, who I was fool enough to marry, met that fool over there. And he would have given anything for that locket. And he did. And so? So?
And so, madam, you kept and you sold perhaps the only clue to that child's true identity. You may as well have sold his soul.
I hope, sir, that these unfortunate small events will not deprive me of my parochial office.
Oh, but they will.
It was all Mrs. Bumble's fault, sir. She would do it, she would.
No excuse, man. In fact, you are the more guilty of the two in the eye of the law, for the law supposes that your wife acts under your direction.
Well, if the law supposes that, then the law is an ass. An idiot. And if that is the eye of the law is a bachelor. And the worst I wish the law is that his eye may be opened by experience. By experience.
I can, if you wish me to, prefer my charges publicly and thereby consign you to a punishment which, although I can foresee, I cannot control.
Is there no middle way?
None, since your friend Fagin has been captured alive.
You will be secret with me?
We will.
We? No, no. Why can't I just tell you? I will tell you. You can tell them when I've gone. Let me just tell you, Brownlow.
You have to ask their forgiveness, Edward. You have nothing to ask me to forgive you for.
No. But I might.
You must not be frightened. You will not be frightened. Oliver, I'm now able to tell you what we've already suspected. Your father was my closest friend, Edwin Leeford, and your mother's name was Agnes Fleming. And your mother's younger sister is Rose.
Mr. Leeford.
I'm sorry. Oh, and forgive me my rudeness, Oliver, for I haven't yet introduced you to your half-brother, Edward Leeford.
I always thought I wanted a brother.
Perfect use of the past tense.
But why is he only a half a brother?
Well, your father was married to someone else a long time ago, but that marriage was over before he met and fell in love with your mother, and he fell hopelessly and completely in love.
How did my father die?
Edward?
I can tell you that I'm sorry, but I can't tell you why or what for. I can't.
You should.
I shouldn't.
I really think you might want to.
I really think that I don't. My mother murdered my father. And therefore she murdered your father too.
Oh, dear God, no.
I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't. All my mother told me was not to drink the wine, but I was only 17 and she was always telling me that.
But why did your mother kill my father? Your father? Why would she want to do a thing like that?
Because he loved your mother. And the baby she was carrying. And his only fear was that if the child was born a boy, he might be a boy just like me. And so in that will, that fool of father of mine
stipulated that if the child was born a boy, he would only come into his inheritance on condition that before he came of age,
he should not have been convicted of any wrongdoing or crime.
Most dreadful and regrettable decision by your father.
My father. Oh, yes, my father. Our father. At least my mother was there.
But it was you who was in my sister's bedroom that night with a knife. Not your mother.
Did you not notice? I couldn't do it. I am not my mother! I am more than my
Oh! Do something! Help him, someone!
This is your bogeyman, Rose.
But no longer.
I do not ask for or expect or deserve your forgiveness. What will happen to me?
You will go somewhere far away, where people will accept a young man like you with £600 a year.
I didn't care about the money. I only cared that my father didn't care for me. My father. My father. Mine.
Mr. Leeford, sir, I wish none of this had ever happened.
You need more proof in law, Mr. Brownlow, of the boy's true identity than a locket, a ring, and 2 locks of hair. There is something else you should know.
And oh yes, the list is long. Long. Those men I knew, some of whom never sat upon this very spot. If I was sat upon the spot. But I've stood amongst the crowd, the howling crowd, and seen them on the scaffold waiting for their final entrance. Oh, indeed I did. He dropped down and died. prayer upon their lips.
Prayer.
Oh. Ooh, someone just walked over my grave.
Which is strange, because I'm going to be buried in an unmarked grave.
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
Hour after hour after hour.
Those are not real hours treading upon each other's heels. It is a Christian trick to frighten me. Was that 5 that struck then? Or was it 4? 5? 6? 7? 8? Next time the clock strikes 8, I will be the only mourner in my own funeral train.
But I will not mourn for long. Oh no, they do not allow it here. Hey, strict instructions now. Move along now. Move along. Next one but a noose. Up the stairs and say your prayer. 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 You got the wrong end of clock.
Are you sure the young gentleman is to come too, sir? This is not a sight for children.
Well, sadly, this child is no stranger to sights he should never have seen. I can assure you there's a purpose to our visit.
Oliver. Oh. Oliver, too. Always my favourite, but don't tell the others. Oh. Quite a little gentleman, too, hey? Take that boy home. Take him to his bed. He's far too fine for my company now.
For the love of God, Fagin.
That's me! Fagin. That's me. But not love of God. Only Fagin and his friends. Only Fagin and his friends. Only Fagin and his friends. Not love, not God. None that I could see would want someone like me. And who can blame him?
Fagin had the common decency to be a man.
I'll try. But there won't be one for much longer.
Strike them all dead when the clock strikes 8! Strike them all dead when the clock strikes 8! That's what I would do!
What right have they to butcher me and me alone?
They have no right, but they know their reason.
Oliver, you're a boy who no longer belongs here. Hey, Dodger! Hey, Dodger, take him home, hey? Down Pentonville way. Dodger, come forward, don't be frightened. Bring Charlie with you. Charlie! What happened to Charlie? I'll never see Charlie.
You have some papers which were placed in your hands for so-called security by a man called Monks.
Monks? Not here. He's not present. No. Not here, not present. I am here, we're all here. Bill would be here if only he could be here, and Nancy too, but Monks not here, not present. He never comes to visit, and would you believe, I think he never will. I wonder why.
Listen to me. You can help this child.
I tried already, didn't work.
You have a letter. By rights, it belongs to Oliver. You know that there is nothing left for you to gain by withholding that precious letter.
But if I have nothing to gain, I've nothing to live for. True enough, my dears. I see now. I see you. I do have something to gain. You come to help me, yes? You come to protect me too.
I cannot.
But I know someone who can. Oliver. Come in here. Now, come on, Oliver, come in here. Hey?
No.
Let me whisper to you. Oliver.
I'm not afraid.
Your letter. It is a secret hiding place in the canvas bag in the chimney breast in the top front room.
In the place where you took the book about...
Yes, that book, Oliver. But we'll have none of that. Hey, not now, because I see your plan. You come to get me out. Tell them I'm sleeping. Hey, yeah, they'll believe you. Look, there I am, sleeping. And it's out of this door first. I'll know the way. But if I shake and tremble as we pass the gallows, some note you'll understand. But we must hurry. It must be now, for I cannot sleep much longer. I'm beginning to wake up already, waiting for the bells to chime.
Have you anything else to ask him, sir?
No other questions.
Oh no, I've woken up. See, I'm awake and it's all a dream. Send Max! Send Max! Send him to stand by my side. Send him in the morning.
Come along.
Tell him to be here by 8 o'clock, not a minute later. Dodger. You're always my favourite. But don't tell the others. Oh, on the boat. Is he ready? Oh, it will set sail tonight. Oh. Always at night, always at night. Yeah, people like me.
Sir, can I ask you a question, sir?
Oh, perhaps not. It's about your half-brother.
Yes, sir. It is. And about Fagin too, sir.
Well, I don't know.
Why is it that my half-brother is going to go away to someplace else, and Fagin isn't?
Oliver, there are some secrets you should keep, and there are some that you should give away. And this is one that we should keep until you're older and I'm wiser.
Do you want me to... Dearest, darling Agnes, it seems like forever since we were last together. And oh, how long the days seem when I am without you. And oh, how full and alive those days will be soon when I will be with you. And with our
child now within you. And I promise you with all my heart that I will be everything you want me to be. Your husband, your lover, your confidant, and your friend. Above all, I will, my dear, be better than I was before, because before, to my eternal shame, I left you. I will never leave you again. Keep my locket close to your heart, the nearest I can be to you and our precious love until my return. Wear my ring, which bears the name that I will one day soon give to both you and our child. And that child, you know, I will love like no other. I will be there to watch over him or her, to hold and to love.
to laugh and to cry, to see the seasons as they unfold. Our child will blossom and grow, and I will not miss one moment of that glorious journey. While you and I, in the passion of our love, in the warmth of a new country and a new life, we shall grow old together. Well, I shall grow old. And now, at last, my dearest, I have everything. I have you. You have our child. And I have the means to provide for us. With all my love.